royal or the last great empire that we have was an Islamic one, ironically. So how do y'all feel about that? Do you think that Islam would be the answer? Not saying I'm a Muslim, because I used to be, but I'm really not into religion at this point. But if that was the past thing that worked for us, do you think that can be a remedy today, or no?
No. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I do think that I say that very carefully, because I'm not saying that to bash Muslims. So that's not why I'm saying it. I'm saying that the way that they live is not the way that Americans live. It's a culture shift. Now, do I think that in order to progress and do better, you should adopt and take from cultures that are doing good? There are things that you can take from the Islamic culture that are good. For instance, if you look at the Nation of Islam, right? Whether you agree with them or not, whether you agree with their rhetoric or not, they present themselves well. They go out, they stand out in their suits, you know what I mean? They dress up, they present themselves, and then they hand out their newspapers. And I mean, they're not causing a ruckus, you know what I mean? The same can be said for groups like Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that, but that's neither here nor there. It probably just depends on the camp.
May I ask a strange question real quick? Aisha, I've never met you before, but how do you feel? How do you feel at this moment?
In regards to what?
Your personal feeling. How do you feel? Like, how are you?
Am I in a good mood today?
She look like she over it.
Yeah, like, how are you? How do you feel right now?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Okay. The reason I ask is because of your body language. It seems like, and I don't know you, so I don't have anything to compare it to. This could be your physical representation of happiness. But I ask in as much as we got all Black folks here, we're discussing the issues of our community, and it almost seems like maybe you're a bit drained. And I don't know you. That's why I ask you.
I don't know why you're concerned with me being drained or not, but I'm definitely not drained, and I'm definitely listening and have been a part of the conversation the entire night. I just think that you guys were having your own dialect, and I probably zoned out a couple of times because you're long-winded, and I feel like I already knew the point of what was going to be said. But no, I'm doing just fine.
That was so passive aggressive.
That was kind of strange.
Go ahead, True. You want to chime in?
No, I mean, they laying down pillars. I think that there's a consensus thought, the fact that we do need structure, ideology. I don't know if we need to tie a tag to it, Islamic, Christian. I think.
Look, my thing is, when people get on panels, right? If you pissed off about what people say, just say you pissed off about what people say. Like, don't sit there and try to pretend like, oh, ain't nothing wrong. Oh, I'm good. And then be like, oh, well, y'all are kind of long-winded. I don't really agree with you saying. I already know where you're going with it. Just say all that. Just say I ain't rocking with what you saying. Could just saved all that trouble.
That's where things get a little bit muddy. And I think because we do that now, we're very trying to figure out what maybe be a superior approach. I think that we need to figure out what is most conducive for progress. And it could be as simple as patriarchal structure. It could be as simple as men are leading the charge. It could be as simple as having conversations. What I believe occurs more often than not is the men are not the ones who are so much divided. I think when we start having conversations, we're still battling the women that want to have a different approach to what progress looks like. And when we say, well, this is what we need to do, we'll be told we're not leading correctly. But then when you ask them, why are we not leading correctly? What are you comparing it to?
Because y'all don't listen.
Are you comparing to the fact that you have a job? Are you comparing it to the fact that you have a great FICO score? And then that's where it gets really, really muddy. So I think the conversation needs to happen amongst the families of each other from an individual level, from the women of the community, to figure out what it is that they want out the deal. Because from an ideological perspective, we need to know where we're headed. Like, having a strategy is great. Conversations are great. Where are we headed? What is the point of gearing up? What is the point of formulating strategies? What is the point of...
He's actually making a very good point. You see, when you have people that are always trying to talk about, oh, well, what's the solution? What should we do? What should we do? But then they don't understand. It's easier to come up with solutions and come up with plans of execution when you have a goal. When you are united on one goal. I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this is one of, I love to go on my little diatribe, so bear with me, right? If you watch Game of Thrones, there was a scene where Robert Baratheon, the king, he was the king at the beginning of the story, right? And he's married to this woman named Cersei Lannister. And he's having a conversation with Cersei Lannister because he's worried about the daughter of the king that he overthrew. He's worried about her marrying an army of savages across the sea, right? Across the sea. So across the sea, this girl she's marrying, that was Daenerys, Khal Drogo, Queen, Mother of Dragons. All that stuff is going on over the seas. But Robert Baratheon is in the throne, is in the Red Keep, and he's having a conversation with Cersei Lannister. And she's like, oh, well, the Dothraki, they never cross the seas and all that kind of stuff, and then anything like that. And anyway, the conversation ends up with Robert Baratheon asking her a question about who's stronger. 5, 6, 7 different armies versus one united army. And the answer was the one united army because they had something to fight for, something to rally behind, and something to push for, right? Once they lost their purpose, they scattered. They became divided. But when they were united, they had to. That's the overall point. My bad if that was kind of long-winded, but that's the point. The point is, you guys have to come on one accord on what you want. Men have to come on a accord of what we want, and then we have to delegate and come together. And if we decide, for example, we decide that we want to make sure that Black families and the Black community is thriving and persisting, everything else is irrelevant. How we get there is irrelevant. We get there. That's the difference, and that's what he's talking about.
Any of it, where are we headed? And I don't know if we can answer that tonight or maybe
True, I can agree to that. It's funny here because we're on this panel, all of us are Black, and I don't think women should lead at all. Just the simple fact that Marquette asked, I believe her name is Aisha, a question, and she said, it was long-winded, I zoned out. This would tell you something about the woman's nature, right? You don't lean on the woman. Like they're actually supposed to be a good listener, but they tend to not really do that job good. Wow. You know what I mean? So we don't lean on the woman or have to ask our women for direction and things like that. No, men need to take charge, and we need to lead our women. She's a prime example, right? Prime example. And nothing on you, Aisha. I'm just saying, she didn't. Marquette was speaking very intellectual. He was speaking concise and clear. And for you to tune out and not listen.
I was absolutely still bored, and that has nothing to do with my intellectual ability. I'm 2 degrees in. They were going back and forth for about 10 minutes about the same topic, and I felt like it was very redundant. I think the conversation took a
what?
left turn, and it went from the original topic. So when those 2 gentlemen started conversing amongst each other, in my opinion, it had nothing to do with what we were all speaking on the panel. So my focus just,
I'm gonna be honest.
To be fair, and even you, Illa, y'all talked about the same thing for about a good 10 minutes. So it wasn't in my opinion. I'm really not trying to be rude and disrespectful, but I feel like the brothers are trying to start this red pill, blue pill thing, and I just don't even feel like entertaining it because it's just not where I'm at right now. I think the conversation was about Black fatigue, and then we went on to talk about Pearl and all of these things. I think I said this earlier. We all know that we have degenerate classes in society. We know that these things exist, right? We don't have to sit on platforms all day, every day and discuss those. And to True's defense, like he said, it's time to start talking about solutions and pointing the finger at, oh, well, that's a perfect example. She didn't listen. I didn't listen because I was bored. Point blank. It had nothing.
Bro, that's wild to keep saying. I'm sorry, bro. That's so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. Y'all all panelists, bro. All y'all opinions matter. Now, if they did that to you, now you have a problem with it. That's so like, man.
To do with my intellectual ability or my ability
Debatable.
to listen or receive information. So I just don't think that was true. I seen a couple of people. I think Sweeney dozed off. Like, let's be for real. I'm pretty sure he didn't hear everything the conversation was about, but he wanted to take his time.
How you know he ain't just tired? How you know he ain't tired? That's crazy.
To point a couple of people I or receive information
right now. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Some of y'all that been watching me for a while, you know that it happens. It happens. I doze off watching these videos sometimes. Not because I'm bored, because I'm tired.
So I just don't think that was true. I seen a couple of people. I think Sweeney dozed off. Like, let's be for real. I'm pretty sure he didn't hear everything the conversation was about, but he wanted to take his time to point out me, which I think is very lovely. And I love the disingenuous concern. But I was just clearly bored because y'all went back and forth for 10 minutes. And I'm not in the business of
I'm gonna slide after this.
Going back and forth. So I just let y'all speak because I'm not gonna be disrespectful.
Hey, look.
Can I just say I'm about to leave, Sweetie. I'm about to leave and I'm out of here. That's unfortunate that you said that, because Marquette was actually breaking down solutions of how we can do that. He gave what he's doing. He gave stats about moving forward. That conversation wasn't even about me.
No, what he went into was talking about global strategies and everything.
Hyena.
And as y'all know, I don't care nothing about what's going on over in Africa, Jamaica. I only care about what's going on in the Black American community. So
I'll let you talk. I'm about to leave.
And I'm letting you know, like, why it was.
We heard you. We got it.
He started talking about solutions here, and then he went across the pond. And
no. We just. I'm gonna go after this.
First, I know.
Okay, but that's what he was talking about. He was actually talking about going home. I was talking about going abroad. So he was keeping it home. Yeah. I was just expanding the conversation, but that's neither here nor there. But the fact that you said, hold on, the fact that you said what you said after all of that proves that we have a long way to go, because you just did, and I noticed you did this on the last panel, because we was on the panel last time with Pretty Intellectual. You was bringing up how white men are like us, and then when she left the panel, you had a whole different take. So what I learned about you from that night to tonight is hold on. What I learned about you from last show to this show. Hold on. What I learned about you from what I learned about you from last show to this show is you're a follower. You don't have a mind of your own, and whatever's the flow. Hold on. Whatever's the flow.
He don't know me.
I'm good on that. But what I'm saying is, you either go with the flow or you're just contrarian, because that whole conversation, the whole conversation. I mean, you undermining the whole night for real.
You're undermining
you undermining the whole night. But what I'm saying is, we was having a conversation. We were having a conversation that was open to the entire panel. The only reason why I would speak, because no one was talking. And I think that's kind of why Marquette was speaking. Nobody was speaking in absolutes. Everything that man was saying, and I don't agree with everything Saint and Sinner say, but what he was saying tonight made absolute sense. And it was strictly
to you, though. That's your interpretation of what he said.
Oh my God. That's why I cannot do panels, because look, I'm telling you, like 3 of those, and I'm like, will you shut the
Sweetheart, you just said you had 2 degrees and you're so intelligent, but you're showing nothing but ignorance.
You're showing all night you've been lacking.
Bruh, boy, I hate when they make me agree with Ella, but oh man.
No, I just show passion. It's cool, sweetheart. See, women like you, sweetheart.
Men like you who are single, who are not in relationships.
You think so?
who
You
sit
think
on
so?
these panels and disrespect black women
Now
all
he
day.
married.
I
because you
disrespect
haven't
black
said
women?
I think he
anything
married.
to you.
I
You're
disrespect
mad
black
because
women?
I didn't listen to you. That's why you're mad. Because
You
you
don't
sit on
have
here
to
and
listen
talk
to me. It's
for
not
30
about listening
minutes
to me. It's
and
your
you won't let
evaluation.
me listen to you. I'm not finna keep listening to you babble.
You don't have
all
to.
night.
It's
Man,
not
I don't
about
want
man,
you.
I
to.
hate that about Lil Beef, man. Stop this. You gotta come on, man.
That's
Disingenuous
fine.
in the
That's
thing
fine.
that
That's
you
fine.
just
That's
like to
fine.
hear yourself talk,
No,
sir.
that's
You like to hear
fine, sweetheart.
yourself talk.
That's
Dilla.
this, and
You
this
really,
is why,
really
ladies.
do.
This is why,
And
ladies and
nothing that
gentlemen.
you say is
This is why.
disingenuous. And
This is why we have
this is
the
why black
problems
women
we
are the
have.
most smart. This is why we own houses. This is why we
No.
what else?
You're being mad. You're being crazy right now. But at the end of the day, we was having a productive conversation. I think everybody contributed excellently. Even you. That's why what you're doing right now is mad weird.
What are you
It doesn't
doing?
make
He
any
tried
sense.
to call me out. He literally tried
That
to call
you're
me out on
just
the
up
panel
here
to
to be.
start an argument.
All right, I'm
Now
not about to argue. I'm not about to argue.
you're gonna throw
I'm not
rocks
about
and
to
hide your hands.
May
He
I
literally called me out in front of
may
the
I
whole panel.
reply?
I didn't even
didn't
say
call you
anything,
out.
Yeah, I
and
got you.
y'all
I got
doubled back until I had something to
No,
say.
you just sounded like
Now
a.
that I
you.
have something to say,
Aisha.
You just sounded like a fake smart person.
It's cool.
That's why you had to bring up your
I'm
degrees,
gone.
because
I
you're not that intelligent.
We good.
Now I'm talking to you. Yeah, do that.
Oh, she done ran off.
Damn it.
The clown.
She ran.
Bring up your degrees, because you're not that intelligent.
We good.
Now I'm talking to you. Yeah, do that.
Oh, she done ran off.
Damn it.
The clown.
I want to note that
Well, another one bites the dust.
as if we identify together,
That was pathetic, man.
then we should be able to address one another. Meaning, you know, if I say,
That was
True,
crazy.
how are you feeling right now? It's a legitimate question, and we can address one another and deal with the way that we're comporting ourselves. One of the things that I did hear Pearl say that I thought was reasonable, among a lot of things that were unreasonable, she said the attitude. And I have to agree with her. The attitude is sometimes not where it needs to be. With women, black women, it might be negative. And with black males, they might not be very masculine. They mumble when they speak. They don't make strong eye contact. They might not be responsible and timely. You know, we all have our issues, but if we're going to be the leadership class, we should be able to take feedback and give feedback, because the truth of the matter, even if she was bored, and I've been in a lot of lecture halls, I've been in meetings where I've been bored. But one thing you know out of what's called decorum is that you don't make yourself look like that as an adult. It's a childlike thing to do. And so as a grown man, I asked her, how do you feel? Now she said,
It is childish, 100%. And I'm not saying I'm above it. If I don't like something, I don't have a problem. I'll sit there and but I'm not above it. I'm not going to sit there and act like, oh, it just is what it is. She be grown. Just say what it is.
hey, I'm 9 months pregnant. The baby's about to come out and I'm feeling tired and having hot flashes. I'm just barely here. I'm like, I understand. I have understanding. But that's why I asked her, how are you? As opposed to saying, hey, the way you look right now, you look disinterested and impolite, and you're.
And see, this is the problem. This is the thing. This is the key. This is why I kind of am the way I am, unless I really care about the women. I am the way I am because you don't get rewarded for being nice. You don't get rewarded for being extra nice. You don't. The truth is, if they want to behave how they're gonna behave, they're gonna behave how they want to behave. So you being nice, trying to beat around the bush and all that kind of stuff, he still got the same reaction there if he had to just started out that way. The only difference is he looks better. He looks more mature. So if that's your goal, yeah. But if you if you don't care about that, then I mean,
misrepresenting yourself. And if we identify as black people, you're misrepresenting black people. So when you hear folks talk about black fatigue, there are undoubtedly ways that we represent ourselves that need to be addressed. And if we don't address it, that's when it gets talked about by all the other ethnicities, and they call it black fatigue. I yield the floor. Aisha, I've never.
Hey, what can I say, man? What can I say? Like, you can't make this stuff up. Guys, you can't make it up. You can't. I promise you, you can't.